Now, the fascinating thing is, in this 60 Minutes show, they interviewed a woman, and actually, I should pull this tweet up, where they used presumptive language to make you believe she worked for USAID. They said this woman got fired in the recent chaos around USAID, when in fact she worked for, according to reports, I believe this was Mario Nawfal reporting. They actually, I have the video from myself, but I want to pull one up. They worked for a speech writing company. Actually, here's the easiest thing I can find. Literally me from my morning show, but I'll pull up the tweet instead of having my own voice play. So Mario Nawfal tweeted, 60 Minutes claimed Christina Dry was fired this month in the chaotic shutdown of USAID. What they didn't tell you, Christina wasn't a USAID employee. She worked for XLA and Jefferson Partners, providing speech writing services for USAID Administrator Samantha Power, who resigned. Another day, another half-truth on prime time. Well, Mario, I'd go as far to say it's an outright lie. They said that she got fired in the chaos or whatever it was because they wanted people to make the assumption she was an employee when they didn't actually have one.
I think it's funny because they did that to portray her as the victim of Doge and everything. But it actually, in my Twitter circles, and obviously I live in a bubble, but it really infuriated people because it's like, oh, welcome to the real world and where you don't have total job security. Yeah. Like, welcome to the rest of us. And I think about like the cheerleading that all of these leftists did during COVID about locking the government down for 2 straight freaking years. And then all of a sudden, like, people need their jobs. Like, where were you in 2020 and 2021 talking about livelihood?
Probably screaming defund everything.
Yeah, these people have no idea how the average person looks at them. No. There was a tweet that I saw the other day, and I couldn't help but retweet it and say, and it was about this, I'm pretty sure. And they had no idea that the average person looks at the bureaucracy with complete contempt. Mm-hmm. Only the most committed politicos and Democrat operatives and activists defend these people. Every other normal, right-thinking person hates the bureaucracy because they know that they're millionaires because they work for the government, even though they should only be making like $150,000 a year. But
if you look at the property values around Washington, D.C., it's bonkers.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
It's like the 10 most rich counties in the country. 9 of them are here.
So we were just talking about
Loudoun County is number 1 with the highest median income. But I think in the top like 50 counties, like the top 10 are, or it's like there's like 10 in the top 20 or something. They're all surrounding DC.
We were just talking about DCA, and I tend to go out that way a lot. And if you go from here to DCA and you go straight through Langley, go right by CIA, there are some of the most palatial and opulent homes that I have ever seen in my life. They're not rock stars. Yep. They're not movie stars. They're not doing anything that the average person is aware of. They're lobbyists. Mm-hmm. They're working for the government. When I say opulent, I mean opulent. Like literally just they look like palatial. They look like something you would imagine that royalty in England would some lord or lady would be living in. It is absolutely offensive.
There's a Twitter account that I've been like guilt following for the last couple of days of all these houses that are going up for sale in the DC area, and he's linking the house to the individual who owns it and just says their job. And it's nuts. It's really nuts. It's like $2.3 million lobbyists for this, because I drive through these neighborhoods and I'm like, what do these people do?
Yeah. Oh, you've driven through McLean?
Yeah.
Everywhere in this area.
This should be a tour. Like if you ever go to visit DC, make sure you time to get a nice tour bus through McLean so you can look at the capital city of the Hunger Games. That no question. I mean, it's fascinating. The Hunger Games series is a bit childish, no disrespect, but is, not meant to be the most sophisticated. But it's fascinating how the metaphor, just like the direct storyline is, there's all these districts and they're from very poor to very rich, and the capital does nothing. They literally just control everything and keep keep the district suppressed and enslave, the main character's district to do coal mining or whatever. It's basically Appalachia. Actually go to DC and you're like, ain't wrong. These people are dressed in ridiculous clothing. First of all, you know what I really hate about DC? Everybody just wears North Face. And it's been that way for a long time. You go to New York and everyone's got some weird fashion hipster thing going on. They're probably wearing Supreme. You go to DC, it's all North Face. That's their uniform or suits. But you go to the areas out surrounding DC, like Loudoun County, and it is modern day like nobility.
Yeah.
These are people who don't do anything. They get government contracts that make no sense, and they're rich for the sake of being rich. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.